Hi, I'm Jen Barber, Executive Director and founder of the Talk Institute. Thank you so much for your interest in our programs. Organizing a talk class is very simple. All you need to do is get your core group of 5 or more parents together and have each of them bring a friend and invite somebody to come to the class with them. And then you'll have your 10 minimum to have a course. We will do the classes in a local clubhouse. We can do it at your school. We can do it at your church. We can do it in your home if you have the space permitted. So we really do come to you for the class, and each, depending on the series that you choose, will determine how many class sessions there are. We typically do programming Sunday through Thursday in the evenings. Sundays we will do any time of day, of course, but classes typically start on the weeknights somewhere after 5 and end no later than 9 p.m. So just get your group together and figure out what time and dates work best for you. It's best to stick to the same night of the week if possible. So Sundays from 6:30 to 8:30, for example, would be, for 4 weeks, would be an example of what you'd want to do for your class. If needed, we can skip a week. And we do this for holidays, or in some cases, if you're customizing your course program, you have a private class, you may want to separate your classes. So perhaps you want to do a puberty class first on just your child's sex. So if it's a girl, then she'll learn about her period and menstruation. And then in 6 months, maybe you decide she's old enough and ready to learn about the boys and what sexes, 6 months to a year later. So some groups do that as well, and that is an option for you, and if you have a private class. The toughest part of organizing the class will be managing everyone's schedules and trying to get everyone on the same page. What we can do, we have 2 options for you. I found that there is a free website called doodle.com, doodle.com. And doodle.com, you can actually send an invite to your friends, and you select the days that you're available, and then they can say yes, no, or maybe if that date works for them. And then based on that, you can design your class. Another thing we have done, some groups will start with the parent session, we'll schedule that, and at the parent session, we decide as a group what our schedule is going to be, and everybody brings their calendar that night. So you have some options. I will make sure that the Talk Institute will make sure that you have all the materials necessary for recruiting. We will customize a registration form for you that you'll be able to send out to your group that will have the list of the dates that we have chosen. They'll fill out their contact information, attach their check, or give you cash for the program, or credit card if needed. So you have some options. You'll collect those and once you get their check, they have a spot in the class. Without the check, they do not. We don't recommend waiting till the night of to collect money. It's a little bit better to secure their spot and get their commitment by getting their check and registration form in as soon as possible. At schools, we have them turn it into the office sometimes, or if the PTA is organizing, there'll be a point person on campus that can collect those registration forms for you. Next, we'll need a location. So if we're doing a private class, if there's 4 sessions, for example, you may want to change locations. It may not be at the same person's house all 4 weeks. We recommend limiting this as much as possible. If you can, maybe 2 people's homes. So we do the first 2 sessions at one house, the next 2 at another, just so we don't get people too confused on the location. That does help. And our instructors are very busy too, and they may get confused and go to the wrong house, and it cuts into your class time. So just make sure that, if we do need to alternate class locations, that you limit it as much as possible. But we do understand that that's the case. Halfway through each class, there will be a break. So if it's a 3-hour class at the hour-and-a-half point, or if it's a 2-hour class after an hour, there'll be a 10 to 15 minute break for snacks and bathroom and just a stretch and relax for a moment. So we do allow that, and you can have light refreshments, cookies, fruit, vegetables, I don't know, brownies, something like that, and juice boxes, water, iced tea. Those are great refreshments. If you want to have dinner, depending on the class time, we recommend you telling your guests to be there a half an hour before the class starts and have dinner before the program, so everybody is not hungry. So if you want to get pizza and salad or something like that, you can have your guests come at 6 and we'll start our programming at 6:30. Just let your instructors know that there'll be food there, and that you guys will be there sooner, so they can set up and be ready on time for you to start your class.